This is Soy. And this is Dyra. And you're listening to Hair and Whatever. Unfiltered Salon Talk.
Hey, y'all, hey!
Hey!
Soy and Dyra here from Hair and Whatever, and today we have a special guest on the show. Can you introduce yourself?
Hi, everyone. I'm Wankaya Hinkson. Saying, yeah.
Yeah,
okay.
About you, like who you are, where you come from, everything.
Yes. Okay. All right. I'm here. Okay. So, hey, everyone. I'm Wankaya Hinkson. I'm a hairstylist for film and television. I own my own product line as well, One by Wankaya. I've been doing hair for over 15 years now. I've been working on film and television for over 8. So yeah, I'm excited about checking in. I'm from Atlanta, but I now live in LA. But I'm kind of I would say bi-coastal. My home base is LA though, but my home is still Atlanta.
Right.
So yeah, I have 2 twins, 10, Milan and London. And I'm a hair care specialist.
Yeah, but are you from New York originally?
I was born in New York.
Right.
I was born. Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah,
We read your bio, girl.
You got the bio. Yes, I was born in New York. I was born in Bronx, New York. I've been in Atlanta literally since I was 8 years old. So I'm from Atlanta.
Like, look, she says it.
That's like me.
In a bit of trouble.
She says it. She didn't even rep it. So
I'm not gonna lie. I'm a peach. I ain't gonna lie about it. I'm definitely repping the A wherever I go.
Right.
The A raised me. So yeah, born in New York, moved to Atlanta, I want to say 2nd grade, 3rd grade, one of them.
Mm-hmm.
And then recently been out in LA for about 4 years now.
Oh, okay. How you like the LA life?
LA is different from Atlanta. It took a while.
Right.
It took a while for me to adjust. Because I didn't get dropped off right in LA. Like I wasn't in LA. I was more in the Valley. So I'm in like Studio City, Sherman Oaks. My apartment is in Encino. So being the only Black girl in the Ralphs was a eye opener for me because I'm again from Atlanta. So I'm used to seeing all Black people.
Right.
Like if you see honestly a white person, it's like, who where she come from? Like, you know what I mean?
Right.
So to be the opposite, it was like really a huge culture shock that I had to kind of get adjusted to. Because I mean, literally, people would stop and be like,
"Are you?"
And I had to kind of like, I swear to God, like it was like a thing for me, and I kind of had to granted.
Right, we do.
We take this for granted. Like,
yeah, and honestly, I did because I didn't know the difference. And when I see LA, of course, you see LA or like you got Boys in the Hood and all that other stuff, but it's like a whole different part. Yeah, it's like a whole completely different side from the Valley. Like the Valley is very buttoned up. You know what I mean? Very suburban, I guess you will say, compared to LA. So I mean, and it's only like 20, 25 minutes away, but it's just. Yeah, it's a huge difference. But I got used to it, honey. And I walked in them stores, every one of them with my head held high every single time.
Right, with hair flip.
But literally, it stared them all back down as I kept walking.
Right. I love it.
So, I mean, coming back here, honestly, as soon as I land in the airport and I'm coming up the escalator and it's like Atlanta, like I swear to you, every single time, it's like I have to play something that has to be like Atlanta related just to kind of get myself like back into it. I'm like, okay. I mean, even the radio stations out there is different. Like, it's just different. It's just different. It's it's more commercial, I guess. Like, you got, like, you're here, it's so raw. Like, it's almost in a sense as anybody can be on radio. In a sense, you know what I mean? Where there, it's like, oh no, you probably had to have this, that, like, you know what I mean? Know that person, this, probably that person, and then now all of a sudden you got a job. So it's way more commercial. I'm not saying that's not how it goes here. Well, I hope it don't. But you feel your people more here than over there. Let's put it that way.
Right.
Yeah. So it took a second. But I ain't have a choice but to get used to it. I'm there. Yeah, so it's not bad now. Then I found little places to go where I can find my people.
Right. That's good.
Yeah.
I mean, if you move anywhere else, like, you know, it's just an adjustment. Like, I am from New York, so it's not.
Oh, what part? What part?
The Bronx.
The Bronx? Where? Where in the Bronx? Where
on the Grand Concourse.
On the Grand. See, I don't. Okay, is that by
the D train?
Yes. Okay. See, I'm from like White Plains.
Gotcha.
White Plains. 223rd, Barnes and Bronxwood, like that's the side. Yeah. So I'm literally right there. That's it.
So I don't know what I'm talking about.
My grandmother's house right there. I'm going down to White Plains. I'm coming back up. Like, they dropped us off there when we was young. I was like, what is that? No, literally seconds into getting there, we bring our bags upstairs, and all of a sudden, like, we start hearing sirens and shit. So we like, wait, hold on. Is it okay to cuss?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I'm like, so we started hearing sirens. So we like, what happened? So my cousins come running upstairs. They like, oh, everything is okay. Everything is okay. We look out the window, dead ass. A man was just laying on the floor. They put headphones on top of his head. Like, now you done took these damn kids out of Georgia, suburban, like country, and brought them there. We always out the window like, mommy, don't go.
Oh my God.
But I think ever since then, for me, it was kind of like a thing where it's like, I know I'm born there, like, you know, but it's like.
Exactly. Yeah, no. Listen, I love home, and it will always be home, but I love living outside of New York. Like,
You know what I
mean? And I don't think I'll move back. I'm good.
How long have you been here?
Yeah. Huh?
How long have you been in Atlanta?
Going on 4 years.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
I've been here for a while.
Yeah. Okay, cool.
Yeah, so I'm going to be repping Atlanta.
I'll give you a minute.
You need like at least 10 years underneath your belt.
Exactly. I'll be all right, but what are we talking about this week, Soy?
Okay, so the topic this week is, so everybody and their mama want to start a hair product line. And that's no shade to everybody that has a product line. We're just going to get into different things about it.
Right.
And we are talking about behind the scenes in the entertainment industry with our guests. It's Wankaya, right?
Wankaya.
I
tell people like the number one, a car Kia.
Like, okay, cool. Yeah. I apologize.
No, it's okay. I know I ain't got the easiest thing, girl. I already know.
But first, let's give our hair crown of the week to Cardi B.
Yeah.
She made her own DIY home hair mask. Like, and she did it for her daughter, and her hair was like out there, like blown out. Super nice. Like, you can tell that she's really, really taking care of her hair underneath the wigs.
Yeah.
Key, you know. So, shout out to her. Her hair was like super long. She had inches on inches, and
it's thick from root to end. Like, that's what I meant. Because sometimes you'll see it, and they'll jump about them sew-ins and them ends. They don't want to let them ends go.
Oh, exactly.
But her ends,
preach, girl.
You can see straight through the hair, you know.
I'm like, girl, let it go. Just let it go.
Right.
So Cardi's doing her thing. I'm into it. It looks good.
All right, so let's get into the hair portion. Everyone and they mama want to start a product line. So
so why did you start your own product line? Like, what was the main reason behind you starting yours?
For me, I started mine, I want to say this is my 4th year anniversary come April, but I kind of established it before I even really like launched it. I tested it out for like, I want to say like a year and a half. I kept doing like different tests. Yeah, I kept doing like different tests and stuff. But for me, I was in the hair salon, and I always I guess the health of hair was always more important to me than the style of hair. Right. So I was always one that wanted to take care of my clients' hair, make sure we do our treatments, make sure we, steam treatments and deep conditioning and all that good stuff. So when I was like, what's the word? Like transforming into the film world, that was when like weaves was kind of like graduating out sew-ins, and people were kind of going into like wigs at that point. And from what I noticed between the salon and the people on set, like everybody's edges was kind of like a little scarce. So I had one of my talents, Nicole Bahari, she had an allergic reaction to a lot of products. So when I went on set to do her on Sleepy Hollow, the products that we use would make her break out. So I had to literally start formulating my own products in order to shampoo her real hair plus her wigs. So that's how I ended up building my product line. And in that process, I wanted to create something that also helped to stimulate hair growth, because I knew people were transitioning from the weaves and like, you know, going into more natural hair. Like that's when that break started happening. And I wanted to be able to help, you know, people out and provide them something that they need. So yeah, that's how I started it. And I wanted to blend different oils together that I knew can work for hair extensions, but also still can work for your hair, that can stimulate hair growth, that can moisturize your hair, that can add shine, that can treat dry and itchy scalp. Because I feel like a lot of times people, and no shade, you know, people have a different, like so many different products in the product line. So it's like, once you finish with treating your dry and itchy scalp, now you got to work on getting the moisture back. And after you finish doing that, now you got to work on adding shine to it. Then when you finish doing that, so I'm short on time when I'm on set. Like we only have 40 minutes to get them in and out the trailer, you know? So I needed a product that was going to do everything at one time to knock them out. And like, you know, everybody's happy. And that, again, it worked for their hair plus their wigs, because I'm very big on maintaining your hair underneath your protective styles. Yeah. So that's how I formulated my product line.
I love it. So it was like, you know, doing both at the same time, you know, like
taking care
of the hair and still taking care of the artificial hair.
Of the hair extensions, because you still want to use good stuff on your hair extensions. I mean, the wigs we use on set are, like, I mean, honestly, the wigs we use on set are $14,000 wigs. Like, it's not like a $600 wig. That's still expensive as well, but it's a lot of money for the wigs. So you have to use quality products on them.
Like if it's your own hair.
Yeah, like it's your own hair, And of course, because it's not exactly our textures, you got to be careful on what products you use, because if you use something that is a little bit too heavy in oils, then it weighs the wig down, and then that looks a mess. You know what I mean? So it was a lot. That's why I said I tested it out for a very long time, and I also was able to kind of test it on different cultures or different races, I guess you would say. Because I'm on set, I was able to, and after Sleepy Hollow, I went and did Ballers. So I then had a chance to test it, and we were in Miami. So I had Latinos out there. I had white girls. Like, so I had different hair to test it on and say, okay, all right, maybe that might be a little bit too much oil for her hair. Like, you know what I mean? Let me cut back a little bit. But when I cut back a little bit, I got to make sure it still worked good for the black girl hair. Like, you know, because that was my main goal at first. But I just wanted to have a product that was universal to everyone and that can work for every hair texture.
Yeah, and that's what we always saying. We're like, to me, you know, certain people have started, right, like a product line, but they also just put a label on there.
The white label.
Right. And to me, it's like a good hair product, such as like shampoo, deep conditioner, or conditioner, is something that you can use on straight hair all the way up until curly hair.
It's a universal thing.
The makeup of hair is all the same thing, right? Essentially, right?
Essentially.
So you don't want something that's super heavy on your hair anyway. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
That's more for like the styling part, you know?
Exactly.
And that's what we, Soy and I, we're always preaching this. You know, we're not going to mention any product line, but when we are in the salon and we're like shampooing somebody's hair, we have to detox, we have to clarify, we have to do everything to that person because we want to remove all those heavy
products. Yes.
And not to say a lot of people are not even shampooing, they're only co-washing at home.
Yeah. So it's a lot of buildup.
Right.
So you got to have something that can break that down, but still not dry. Because that's the thing I noticed with a lot of different products is like, I now have something to break it all the way down, but now you so dry out that I have to now do double the work to replenish your hair back. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So to me, it's just a longer process. And again, we short on time. Like, we so short on time. So I was like, honey, throw it all in the bottle. Yep, let me get that. Yep, it worked. I'm like, boom.
That's it right there.
I was like, here we go. Let's go.
Yeah.
Yes.
So I think that like on one end, like I'm really happy that, you know, that there are so many hair products out here, because it was a point where, you know, we weren't represented. But now, on the other hand, it's kind of like twofold, because a lot of the products, like we discussed, you know, don't really actually work on our hair. So it's like the consumer, you know, they'll have all these claims, and they go looking, you know, on the aisle at Target, and they have all these claims like, oh, this will do that to this, you know, to texture, and this will do that to that texture. But I just feel like a lot of the products out there are not properly, you know, treating the hair of the core, the treatment of the hair.
Yeah, the foundation of it. Yeah, it's not getting down to the follicles and the roots.
And also, what I do think is that a lot of these brands are not preaching good hair practices. It's more about achieving a style, achieving the look. That to me, that's what it is.
And that's where you always throw me off. But I think secondly, behind that, honestly, firstly, I think the problem, and no shade again to them, but I think the problem for a lot of them is they don't really know. Like, you know what I mean? They're just trying to think, obviously came up on some money and was like, oh shit, it worked for my hair, it'll work for yours. And it's like, no, it don't work like that. You know what I mean? I think you have to know the fundamentals of hair. You got to know follicles and hair, like you got to know hair shape, like you got to know, you know, you got to know different ingredients to put inside that can deeply penetrate without, like, you know, stripping away. Like you got to know these things. And I think people depend on chemists to tell them these things, when I think that's where they's like, oh, well, she said it's going to work because well, that's a chemist, that's different. You know what I mean? So I think that's what a lot of the problem is. A lot of them aren't really hairstylists. Like, you know what I mean? They're just like, yeah, they just found a niche. Almost like, and I don't know if I'm coming off a subject, but almost like when everybody starts selling Indian hair and Brazilian hair and shit. It's like, well, no, I'm not buying no hair from you. Like, how did you know about hair? Like, you know what I mean? It's just like that same aspect. It's like you just jumped into an opportunity because you've seen a market for it. You know what I mean? And it kind of flooded the industry. So now the products that are really kind of good for, like, not kind of, the products that are great for you are being downplayed, because maybe they don't have the platform or the funds behind it to get, you know, the notability that it needs.
Right.
So and
to compete with these big conglomerates like a L'Oreal and a Procter and Gamble.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. So I think that saturated the market and kind of messed it up. I mean, you go through there, it's like you proud to see things and see selections inside of the store, but it's so much as well. Like, you know what I mean? And it's like, well, which one do I use? Like, what do I pick? Like, what if I don't know what hair texture I got? Like, what if I don't know the porosity of my hair? What if I don't know these things? I'm still in trouble from picking all of these options. You know what I mean?
And also the information that's out there, right? So you have all these influencers that they're being paid by the company. And obviously, no shade, some influencers, they do know what they're talking about, but some don't. And it's just like trial and error, what they've been doing with their hair. And sometimes they're not even using the actual product. You know what I mean? Like,
no,
doing a giveaway and they're giving away the products that the company.
Yeah, exactly. I didn't use none of it. I done been on so many photo shoots, child, where we don't even use what we in the commercial for. Like, you know what I mean? Like, all the time. So that's definitely a thing, and it's just a selling point. I know with my product line, I didn't want to go that route with it. Like, I wanted to give it to people that actually loved it, because I feel like when you love it, like, you're gonna promote it differently.
Yeah, you're gonna think good things about it.
$150 to do it. You know what I mean? No shade, because some people do get that way, and I'm not knocking anyone's hustle, but I just wanted to keep the genuineness of my product line. Integrity. You know what I mean? Yeah, the integrity of it. I did. That was important to me.
Yeah, and mostly, like, it's about, like, for the consumer, you know, the client, it's about working with a professional that knows what they're talking about. You know, their expertise is natural hair, whatever you're going through. You know what I mean? So we always say, instead of listening to an influencer, listen to a professional.
A professional, someone that actually went to school for this. Went to school, did they 1,500 hours. Like,
continuing education class.
Continuing education, showed up every day. Like, you know what I mean? Like, like, that's who you should be taking the advice from. Just not like Tanya, who just figured out how to flat twist her hair 2 days ago. Like, you know what I mean?
Seriously, because now all I see, and I'm sick of it, honestly, is all these what's it called? That other app.
Girls.
What's the other app that they're using now?
TikTok.
TikTok.
Yeah.
Now you have all these young girls using TikTok to do like hair tattoos. Boom. Don't not waste my time more than that. Don't nothing waste my time more than that. I swear to God, I hate when I stop to look at one like, oh, let me see what I can do. And it'd be 2 twists at the side with a puff. I'm like, now you know what? You done wasted 3 minutes of my damn time. That's amazing. Like, quit playing with me.
I'm over it. Like the whole, you know, like cover it. And
oh my God.
It took fucking 5 hours to do that fucking hairstyle. Or who knows? She probably went to his hair professional. Why she popping up on my feed? It's so confusing to me. I'm like, how does she make it to it? Like, right, and have a whole bunch of views. But when you're actually preaching, you know, good, you know, sense about hair, no one can hear it.
Yeah. Ain't nobody paying attention. They don't want to hear it. The people don't want to hear it.
They don't want to hear it. They just want to see the look. They want to.
Yeah, or they want to see you shaking your ass. That's it.
It's one of the two.
I tell you, to sell your product, we always got a joke. We gotta like, you know, do like some old
or some oil, because I sell a hair oil.
Okay.
And so Soy is always joking, like, in order to do this, you pour it on my body and
you gonna drizzle it?
Right. Dribble it down. You know, pour it on my ass, and then she gotta touch my ass too, like,
because
you
know
it has to be. You're going viral with that.
Oh, and wait, you can use it on your hair too.
Right.
Oh man. Oh, by the way.
Don't forget that, right? Yeah,
I love it. This world's so daggone ridiculous right now.
It's so ridiculous.
It just got so commercial. YouTube kind of effed us up a bit as well with the tutorials. I mean, again, they could be helpful. I won't lie. They could be helpful, but they also can be a little bit annoying because then people become YouTube stylists. You know what I mean?
Right.
And then they want to question what you doing and all that other stuff. Like this girl who just figured out how to do her hair. Like that's her hair. And then they want to show you a tutorial that don't look nothing like their hair. And then they want it to turn out to look like a girl.
And then they come to you, the stylist, and said, well, this is what they told me in YouTube, and I saw it on YouTube. And they looking at you like you crazy, and you don't know what you're crazy. Because she believes so much. That person believes so much on that influencer or whoever is doing that video.
And she
it's really just oversaturated the market. I think it just oversaturated the market. It did. And it kind of, I don't want to say it discredited us, but it kind of pushed us away in a sense where they always still have to honestly end up coming back so we can fix it.
Exactly.
That's a good thing. And that's a good thing because now you're about to get charged a bag for
to fix this problem, to do a miracle on your hair.
You need everything. You need a deep condition, you need a steam hydration, you need a detox,
you need a haircut.
A haircut.
Write it down. Let me list it out for you.
Right.
Check that off.
Right.
Yeah. And I sure do. I write it down. You're going to need it. And you're going to need to repeat these steps for about 4 weeks.
There you go.
And after that, maybe we can switch to bi-weekly. And then after that, maybe we can go to once a month. But we have to make sure we strengthen this hair back that you done took all the way out.
You got to buy these products too.
What you say, Diana?
With the maintenance.
I said, and you got to buy these products too.
Right. And you got to buy these sprays.
Yes.
Yeah.
Out of here.
And to me, it's like, you know, certain stylists, they don't like sharing the products that they use, but Soy and I, we do, because if you're using the same products that we're using in the salon, then we're working together. We always say that, let's work together as a unit. Like we spitting all this game to you here in the chair, like take it home and you know,
and apply it.
Hair practices at home.
Exactly, because you're still going to end up being in trouble if you're not taking care of it when you're away from me. You know what I mean? It's still gonna be the same old pattern. So I definitely say, like, I'm literally like, here, take these. This is what you do. Do 2 of these, 1 of those. Leave this on. I mean, literally, if you even like go on, like I'm giving out the information because I do want you to be able to take care of your own hair because I also think that
if you want to.
if you want to, because I feel like it took time for us to learn our own hair as well. You know what I mean? And start to love our hair and care for our hair. So I definitely want to encourage you maintain, you know, knowing how to maintain your hair. Just like hell in this quarantine, like people was like stuck.
Yeah. We're like, oh my God, hairstylists are essential. Like, yeah, duh.
Right.
I agree. So yeah, I'm like, here's the tools. Help me help you. Help me help you. Yeah. I agree.
And you know, we always say too, like we've said, like for a long time, some people didn't have a relationship with their hair either, you know, so it's you have to learn your hair. It's not
you
about
have to learn your hair.
It's not about the influencer, it's about your hair and what it needs, because it'll speak to you. It's just like your skin, you know what I mean? Like
I say that all the time. Oh my God, I'm like, scalp is just like your skin.
It is part of your, it is skin.
It is.
You have to clean it. You know what I mean? Like, we ain't gonna go.
I'm so glad we're on the same page, girls, because I'm like, hold on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's so true, though. It's like you put so much time into your skin with your facials. You wash your face every single day. You hydrate your face. You moisturize. Well, for those girls who do, you moisturize your face. Like you tend to it on a daily basis. But we've been so transitioned to do our hair once a week, maybe once even every 2 weeks. It's like, well, what about that scalp? Like, you know what I mean? Like, what about that skin? Like, that skin needs to still be hydrated. It still needs to be moisturized. It still needs to be, you know, exfoliated and cleansed and steamed. And like, all of that stuff still needs to happen because it's still, sorry. It's still coming out your pores. Let's put it that way. So you have to make sure that you maintain it the same way you would your skin.
Yeah. I had one client one time, and I always say this, tell this story. She had like the worst dandruff in the world, and I asked her, like, tell me about your hair routine, and she's like, well, I shampoo, I wash once a month, and I'm like, what do you wash with? And she's like, cold wash. I'm like, what?
What you talking about, Willis?
Exactly. And then she's like that she got this and she came in with the dermatologist gave her like that shampoo to obviously like to clean the scalp.
Brown looking one,
one of those, the brown ones. And and to me it's like the reason why you need this is because you're not shampooing. But if you actually shampoo once a week, you know, or every other week, you know what I mean?
We can change this up. We can solve this problem.
Right, baby girl.
Oh. That's why I'm like, I think it's very important to kind of teach them about their hair as well. So you don't feel like you have to wait on me. Like, you know what I mean? Like if your press is out and ready to, like, you know, be shampooed, go ahead and shampoo it until you can get to me. I'd rather you shampoo it and, you know, pull it up in some way, throw a headband or something, like, you know, I'd rather you sort it out that way than for you to just, like, you know, go. Right. And just, like, don't do it at all. Because then that's a whole nother subject. I barely want to touch that. Like, I don't want to touch that.
Yeah. Ew. And even when they sit in your chair, you can't, the hair doesn't, after shampooing maybe 4 or 5 times, because that's what we do. Sometimes we shampoo 4 or 5 times and you still can't get the product out, whatever buildup they have. The hair doesn't come out the same way as if they're shampooing regularly, you know?
It jeopardizes your work. So now you got me out here looking like I ain't
looking crazy. And that's when I say, okay, don't tell nobody that I did your hair. So
until next time.
Give me like 2 more visits with you. Then you can start saying, so I did your hair.
You ain't messing up my rep.
Yeah. Seriously. But quick, I did wanted to touch bases on the stylers, right? Like we say to stylers are different than like the treatment shampoo and the deep conditioning. And you know, I don't know if some people know this, but you can't mix certain stylers together. Like if they start clumping up like in your hand, like in mixing, like it'll do the same and it'll cause dandruff in your hair. And I know certain Soy and I, we have like good products, right? Like we're investing in quality products. And when we mix certain products, like it just
it's not supposed to go together. The ingredients just don't mix. Yeah.
The chemistry of it is just like, no,
it's off.
just by itself, it's just meant to be used by itself, you know?
Yeah.
So people gotta keep an eye out for that. Like, you know, I know so many, you know, celebrities now, they're, you know, Taraji, Gabrielle Union, she started, I don't know if she still has her product line, but I know she started her product line.
Yeah.
What's his name? Tracy
Ellis.
Tracy Ellis, yeah.
And they're not, you know, they're not hair professionals, you know what I mean? And obviously shade, but it's important to work with your hair professional.
Your hair professional while you're doing it. I think with Taraji, I think she went to hair school. I want to say. I think, did she?
Oh, I don't know.
You gotta Google that. I think like she had a thing with hair, or maybe did hair like in high school type of thing. Okay. Like I know she came from some source of it. I know, of course, she has a bomb hairstylist, Tim. So I know she's not doing hers on a regular or on set or whatever the case might be. But again, with I'm not sure what she did with formulating it. I'm not sure if she worked with her artist.
It smells like a man. That was the
feedback.
Like a good man or like a bad man. What you mean? I'm like, what you mean?
It's like a cologne, like, you know, it just has like a strong smell.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. See, I haven't seen it yet. To be truthful with you, like I haven't used it. I haven't. Yeah.
Yeah, me either. I haven't.
I haven't either. I haven't.
That's just word on the street.
Yeah,
that's word on the street. Yeah.
I haven't used of any of those products that we just mentioned. Like, yeah.
And then I know Gabrielle. She's had a product line, and now she's working with her other hairstylist, Larry. They're working on something now. And who was the other one? Tracy.
Yeah.
Tracy. I'm not sure who's Tracy's hairstylist. Now that I'm thinking about it, I don't know who do Tracy. So I don't know if she worked with.
Good. I think that's good if they're working with a stylist. I think that's good if they're working.
Yeah, because then you know that you're getting something that, or you're producing something. Let's put it that way, from the vision or from the eyes of someone who's behind the chair. Let's put it that way.
Right.
So they can kind of help you out with that struggle a bit. But yeah, I'm not sure who does Tracy's. I don't know if who she worked with, or if she has any. I think she probably just went off of it with her hair, and that's probably why she just straight up called it textures. Like, you know what I mean? Because it's just her. Like, you know, maybe what worked for her, like that kind of thing. Like, you know.
Right.
Yeah. But you know, yeah, they have platforms, so, and they have followers. So, like, you know what I mean? So it works in their advantage, you know?
Yeah.
I mean, just as long as it's good, you know? And
as long as it's good. And that's the whole thing. It's like producing some good stuff, you know what I mean? And if you know it's not good, working with someone that can kind of help and enhance it. So you are putting out good things, because I think it's still your name. You know what I mean? Like, you don't want people walking around saying, oh, it smells like a man. Like, you know what I mean? So it's like, you want to make sure that you're putting out things that, like, honestly, maybe not just you like, but what you think the world would like or needs, I guess you would say. Yeah, like that, to me, that's what you got to do. You got to put out what the world needs, not what you want.
Exactly, right.
Yeah.
Just for the paycheck.
Just for the paycheck, yeah. And a lot of it is just for the check, like, you know what I mean? So just weaning it out.
Exactly.
Yeah, but we stuck with it.
But it gives us, I mean, on a positive note, it gives us more room to, you know, educate more, you know?
It does. It gives more room to educate. And I think when you know what you know what I mean? And nobody can't take that from you. Like, nobody can't take away our knowledge, in a sense.
Exactly.
No matter what platform you have. Like, you know, I still know what to do and how to do it. Exactly. So I think, I think that's still the advantage to it. And again, like, I prefer the integrity of my line more than just the publicity of it. Like, you know? Yeah.
I agree.
All right, so let's get into the slipped into the DM. So we have a young lady who slipped into the DMs, and she's like, I'm moving to a different state. How do I find a reputable stylist?
How do I find a
reputable?
Oh, reputable style. Okay. How?
Yeah, like
that's
what are the things to look out for, I guess she's trying to say.
I think, in my opinion, is referrals. Like, I think that, oh, that can go left too. But I know when I was in the salon, it was more like a referral-based type of situation. Even just still people who hit me up and they're like, hey, where can I, like, I want to come to you get my hair done. I don't work in a salon anymore. So I'm like, oh no, go to such and such. I know she's good. Like, what do you need done? Like, you know what I mean? That's the first question. Right. What do you need done? What do you want to get done? Because some people don't want, they just want the look. You know what I mean? They just want it plastered, plastered down, slick back. Like, you know what I mean? Some people just want the look. They're not really going for healthy hair. You know what I mean? So first, I think the first question is to ask what you want.
Exactly.
Then when you find out what you want, then I think a referral base, like, or even looking at someone's hair, or asking a person that may look like where you want to go.
Yeah.
Right.
And sometimes, like, you might not find it in one shot, depending on what you're looking for, just like a good doctor, you know what I mean? Or
I agree.
Yeah. You might have to try out a couple of times to see which kind of
mesh together, how they take care, because everybody's, and I'm a firm believer in this, everyone's hands is not meant to be in your head. You know what I mean? I think that you're over someone, your energy, your spirit, it's all transferring back and forth. You know what I mean? So it's like, my hands probably can't grow your hair, but her hands can. You know what I mean? Because we connect differently. So I think that's very important. My little sister,
good energy too.
Yeah, like it's very important.
It's like food.
It is.
They love it.
If you're not in the mood to cook, don't cook, because it ain't gonna come out good. You're gonna eat that food.
My little sister moved to Dallas, and she's like, I can't find nobody out here. And I had to tell her, I said, you just got to keep going to different people. She's like, I look at, people on Instagram, and they look good on Instagram, but then when I go to them, it gets a little shaky. So she's like, I don't know what to do. And I'm like, honestly, you're going to have to just test a few people out, like, you know, and see how that works. Because other than that, you kind of won't know where you fit. Like, you know what I mean? Yeah.
It might take a couple of tries,
Definitely. I agree. I think so. Yeah. That's a good one. For sure.
All right. So let's get into the whatever topic, behind the scenes in the entertainment industry. So, so how did you get started?
I got doing hair, period, or
just working in the entertainment.
Okay, I worked downtown. I worked at Attitudes by Mo Cole, and I was working in his shop, and he was hardly there. Like, he wasn't really there. It's just like the hype of he's on set. I didn't know what on set was. Like, I didn't know that people went to a trailer. Like, I thought they got their hair done at a salon and showed up to work, and they just filmed in sequence. That was my thought of how the film world works. So I just went to him one day and was like, hey, I'm interested in doing it. And he was like, okay, cool. I'll bring you on to my next project. He was doing The Game at the time. And we did that like October. It went for a few months, and he came back to me maybe in like December and was like, hey, we're getting ready to wrap. I wasn't able to bring you in, but I got you. So I was like, okay. Didn't think anything about it. And that first of the year, he came up to me and he was like, hey, you want to do Tyler Perry with me? And I'm like, okay. And he's like, you worked on set? I was like, I'll figure it out. Like, I'll make it work. He's like, okay, well, you're going to have to kind of let go all your clients. You probably only going to be able to work on Saturdays because we shoot Monday through Friday, 12 to 14-hour days. Yeah. So I was like, okay, my twins were 3 at the time. So, I mean, literally, as I was standing there, I just called my mom, and I was like, hey, Mom, okay, so Mo asked me to go on set. So she's like, okay. So I was like, so you have to keep the twins. She was like, okay, do your thing, chase your dreams. So I was like, perfect. So I came back to him and was like, okay, I'm ready to go. And literally from that moment on, I've worked. I've never not worked. I went from show to show to show to show to show. So yeah, that was my introduction into the industry. First project was Tyler Perry, Have and Have Nots. And then we moved over to Love Thy Neighbor. And then we moved over to, what was the other one? there was another one they were filming. Was it Meet the Browns? One of them, one of those little series ones. And then after that, I just kind of went over to Single Ladies, worked that for a few seasons, and we left that, went to The Game, ended up going back over to The Game, being Mary Jane. That's where I met Gabrielle Union, and then I just kept going. I just kept bouncing from show to show to show, and it took a while for me to even. Because you're supposed to be union to work on all those shows.
And that's what I was gonna ask, like, because I heard that it costs like $1 million to get, like, you know, your union.
They want your whole firstborn.
Exactly.
They decided to mind that though.
Right. So, like, you know, for people who don't know, like, what, you know, what's the process? I mean, I know your process was a little bit different because you had the inside connect. So what would you suggest for someone who wanted to, you know?
I think that you got to kind of follow the people that's in the industry. Look for the department heads and the keys, especially the keys even more than the department heads, because the keys are who bring in and kind of, for the most part, staff background. So you want to come in through the background aspect of it. If you can't come in straight from just working, you know, with main talent, you want to just come in and day play. It's
and
hard
for those
to
of you
get
who don't know, keys are key stylists.
Key hairstylist, yes. So you have a department head. Okay, so there's roles. You have a department head, you have a key hairstylist, that's second up, and then you have a third. And then you have maybe sometimes, I always keep a barber. So I'm the department head, a key, a third, and a barber. Right. And then you have day players. Day players are the ones, or they call them day players or day checkers. Those are the ones that come in and help out with the background. So typically, the key is the one, like the department head will give the key. I need this many people. We have 50 backgrounds. I need 2 people. You know what I mean? And the key will go and find the 2 people. Now, the way that, and they say, like, it's a theory that it's hard to get into, but I think anything that's for you is for you regardless. You know what I mean? And I think that a lot of times what happens is people, oh, it's so hard, girl. You ain't gonna have it. They want. But then in actuality, it's like, it wasn't that hard. Like, you know what I mean? So I'm like, well, give her a shot. Let her see. Let her be able to say that it's hard. Give her the steps. Give her the tools in order to do it, or give him the tools in order to do it, and let him see where his cards fall. So, yeah, best way to get in is follow keys. Just follow the film world. Look up the 798, like, you know what I mean? And kind of just follow those people. They always will reach for you, because especially when it's probably going back into after quarantine, everybody's going to be booked. And what they say is, if you're not union, you can't work on set, but Georgia is a right to work state. So that's how I was able to get in here. As long as I was a producer, director, or actor's request, I was able to work. So honestly, so happily, I was always each one's request. So I went from being producer, one to being director, one to being talent, and I rode with talent, and then, like, you know, until I got enough of my hours to join the union. Right. Once I got enough hours, I was able to apply and join. I tried to do the whole, hey, slide you this money, let me get in. They was like, yeah, no. So you had to actually come in, and you just build your hours for the most part. Again, you follow someone that's in the industry, so you can kind of they can reach for you, because again, it's going to be a time where we go back and everybody's going to be booked that is union, because all the shows are going to come back at one time. You know what I mean? So they're going to have to reach for people that are just, you know, that's not in the world yet. So you want to make sure now even is the time to start following and looking, because people are going to be running out of people really soon.
Right.
And then it's also, I don't want to say, because that's a thing that we're trying to fight as well, but you tend to want to hire people that you know can do the job. You know what I mean? And, you know, we are brothers and sisters in the union, but if you can't do her hair, like, you know what I mean? Like I'm in trouble. Like, you know what I mean? I'm going to get in trouble more than you going to get in trouble. So it's like, I can't hire you. So at that point is another time again where a person can reach out and say, hey, no one who's available is qualified to do this type of hair, and we need this type of hair done. You know what I mean? So then you're able to reach and grab a friend in.
I love that. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's just staying connected with the people like that's in there. And thank God for Instagram and all that other stuff these days, because now you're able to, you know,
search.
Get in, and get in that way. Before it was more just like you had to know who was at the shop that was ducking off for hours at a time. You're like, oh, I ain't seen him in about 4 months. It's like, oh,
Right.
he's on set now. So it's not like that anymore. Now you can just Google it. I'm not Google it, but look it up on social media and find out who's in.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's
good information. I never thought about, like, when I was younger, I wanted to get into like the film industry as a hairstylist, but I don't know now.
You don't know?
I think you might want to get your feet wet.
Yeah, I mean, I would do it, just to see and just to try it out. But also like I want to have a passion for it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Like it needs to be something that makes sense.
I mean, I think for me it was more like I don't want to say like it's more stable for me. Let's put it that way. Mm-hmm. So being at the salon, I feel like, you go through those phases where you have those dry sprouts and you know what I mean? You're trying to figure out what the hell is next. Where on set, it can be similar in a sense because you're not guaranteed to get on a show, but the payout is a lot more beautiful. Right. So for me, I was able to kind of gauge it. And I've been doing this for so long now, I kind of can gauge like, how it's going to go and I'm able to save. So again, I have small kids. So I was able to work a few months, you know what I mean? And then take 2 months off. So anytime I've taken off because I wanted to take off. I mean, honestly, I took 6 months off, once I was really launching my product line and trying to get that out there, but I saved well, like, so you get paid. The pay is beautiful. You know what I mean? It's very beautiful. So you're able to kind of take that money and save it and wean yourself over for the next periods of time. So that's what I liked on set because almost of the stability of it.
People who sell like, high priced homes, with big commissions, like you get to spread out that, that income.
That check.
That check.
Yeah.
Yeah. I might have to consider something like that, I mean,
come peek. And it's not, I'm not going to lie to you, it's not for everyone because it's nothing like the salon. It's nothing like the shop. I mean, literally, we sometimes calls can be from most of the time you start off like on a Monday by 5:42 a.m. So that's like a 3 a.m. wake up. You get there. You get breakfast. They give you 18 minutes to set up, get breakfast before your talent comes on trailer. They provide food for you, breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and 2 meals in between. I don't know how things gonna go now that we back because everything has to be. I don't know how that's gonna be, but you're there the whole entire day.
It's like hurry up and wait. I remember being like an extra on a set before. I remember being an extra, so it was like that. Like
you just sitting there waiting, and then you're waiting for your talent to go on set if they're not up, first up. So it's a lot of sitting and waiting. For me, it was beneficial because that's how I was able to launch my product line. Because in that sitting and waiting time, I'm a girl, like I got to do something else. Like I need another source of income. You know what I mean? And honestly, I'm not trying to do that forever. It's a lot on your body. Like working 16 hours, that's a lot. Like you're up from 5 a.m. You don't get off sometimes till midnight, and then you got to do a turnaround, and then you back, and then sometimes you don't go until 3. You don't get off till 7 a.m. It's a lot on your body, and it differs throughout the day, like throughout the week. So Monday you're starting early, but by Fridays, we call them Fridays, you're going into Saturday. So it's like your body is like, what the hell?
It doesn't know what to do. Like
it doesn't know what to do. No, and it's like it's hard to kind of be healthy. It's hard you can't really work out that much. It's like you got to find, you know what I mean? So I don't plan on doing it forever. So I needed to find my way out. So I made best with my time. A lot of people don't. And I'm also a person that look and be like, I know I want to be like her. Like, you know what I mean? Like, girl, you still old buying bags. So, so I took my time and I spent my time wisely in launching my line and maintaining my line while I'm on set. So that's what I do in between those breaks that we have sitting. But you go on set, you do changeovers, but it's the same looks if you follow me. It's the same.
Do they come with their hair
over and over?
Or you shampoo? Do they come with their hair shampooed?
They can. Most of the time you want them to come with their hair shampooed, but
because that saves time, I believe.
Because it saves time, exactly. So for me, I like to my thing with my talent is I do their treatments at night, send them home with the shampoo and conditioner. They shampoo and condition their own hair. Sometimes you leave the conditioner in, sometimes you rinse it out depending on what we're doing. By the time they come back to me, they have maybe 4 plaits or whatever the case might be. I braid them down real quick, pop their wig on. So that's how we save time. I pre-do their wig before they get on the trailer. So I kind of use my time, again, wisely in prepping ahead of time. So when I'm spending that 30 minutes braiding them down, it doesn't interfere with the 10 minutes or 15 minutes I'm going to need to drop their wig on now, you know?
Right.
So you just got to find your way to kind of like get it in there. So you're not, because it depending on who your talent is. I know for like Gabrielle, she wants hair and makeup at the same time. We got an hour together, like, you know what I mean? So you got to figure out how you both are going to work together and make it work in 30 minutes each for the most part. So if you can't literally work one here, you only got 30 minutes. But if you can, you got a full hour. So me and Malika, that's her makeup artist, we figured it out. So we both tag team so we can get our full time. But a lot of actresses don't want to come in for more than an hour and a half. Like after that, then you have to bring in transpo early. Transpo get paid a lot of money. Then you have to bring in an AD. Then you have to bring in a key. Then you got to bring in breakfast. So it costs a lot more money for production the more time you need in the morning.
Right.
So, and the whole key on set is saving production money. Like that's the whole job, is to save the production money. Like any way you can cut costs is what they want. So an hour. That's it. That's it. So
I was going to ask you, like, how is it like working with celebrities?
I love, honestly, all the actresses that I work with, I love them. Like, I love them. Like, everyone's been kind to me. They dope. All my actresses are dope. I worked with, I started with Crystal Fox. She's dope. Like, that was on Tyler Perry. Then I did Denise and Lisa Ray. Dope, super dope. Oh my God, I love El Ray, love Denise. Like, all my girls was cool. Like, people were like, oh, I don't know. And I'm like, well, she was good to me. Yeah. Then I was Wendy, Raquel, Gabrielle, Nicole Bahari. That's how I did the product line. Loretta Devine. Honestly, it goes on. Like, you know, and then I'm department head, so everyone has to come through my chair. So anyone that you see like on camera had to go through some sort of hair and makeup. So you touch more than even you remember, you know what I mean? Because whoever appears or and it's like whoever's a guest appearance or whatever on the show, like you had to, you know, get them done. So yeah, I worked with a lot, and all of them has been dope. I've never had, honestly, I swear to you, I've never had any like one that I was like trying to hide underneath a table from. Right. I hear about them. Trust me, I hear about them. I don't know what they put out.
I think it has to do with the energy that you put out too.
I think so. They call me the hair whisperer, like on set. Like if they have like a trouble actress, they like, oh, calling Wankaya. But I mean, for me, I come and do a job. Like, you know what I mean? Like I'm not trying to be friends with them, you know? So, and I know that they're in a very vulnerable state. Like when they come to you, they don't come to you as their actors. Yeah, they're exposed. They're raw. You see their hair. You know what I mean? Like not the hair, but the hair. So it's like, I know that that's a very sensitive thing. I mean, even for me with my hair, it's a very sensitive thing. So I kind of nurture that more than just the whole like, so girl, so what he did last night? Like I don't know what he did last night. Girl, I got too much shit going on. Like I really do. Like I just get to do my job and go. And I think in me doing my job and going, they tend to gravitate to me more. And build they're not worried about me wanting to like grab a picture. Like they're not worried about me, like, you know, sneaky or like, you know, telling their business or anything. Like they're not worried about it at all. And honestly, I don't really care to. Yeah. Like I come in and I go. Like that's it.
Like you got your own life and your own stuff going on.
I got my own stuff going on. And again, in that downtime, instead of like, you know, I'm not up underneath them because I got my own stuff going on. I'm trying to figure out what I'm gonna do next and how I'm gonna do my next launch and when I'm gonna do my next pop-up shop and like, you know, so I never really. Yeah, they mess with me.
And I love the fact that you know, now it seems like, you know, a lot of the actresses with textured hair, now they have people who finally know how to do their hair, you know.
Yeah, and that was a big thing. That's a thing that there's a very sensitive subject in the union. Not as sensitive in Atlanta as it is in LA. But yeah, that's a thing. That's a thing, because for years they had to get their hair done at a salon and come on set, like, you know what I mean, and hope that I mean, even Robin Givens, she gave me 1,000,001 horror stories, like, about how, like, no one ever could do her hair, so she had to literally start. I mean, and literally that was no shade to anybody that done her. That was literally all.
I mean, but they just didn't know.
They just didn't know. That was all the way up to me on Ambitions recently, and that was just last year. Other than that, she always got her hair done before she came on set with any project that she's done.
Wow.
Yeah. So yeah. So I mean, and she's worked a lot in LA. So it's different out there. It's very strict out there. It's not like Atlanta. It's not a right to work state. You have to be in the union out there. And out there, union is now that's a bitch. Like, that's a hoe. That's a ho to
That's
get
a whole nother, like,
I mean, that's a whole nother thing. But now they're starting to, I don't say they don't have a choice, but to start letting more, you know, Black people in, because
and now we're hearing
they can't get the job done.
And now, like, everything is Black Lives Matter. Like, I pull up my email and it's like every single company from Sephora to everybody,
Black Lives Matter.
It's on a Black Lives Matter.
Yeah.
So I guess, you know, LA will, you know, do their part.
And it's been a slow process. It's not a slow process. It's been a growing process. Let's put it that way. Like, the last few years, even with me, the issue is that they didn't have talent that filled #1 spots. When you're a #1 talent, you can tell I want my person to come in and do my hair. But a lot of our actresses weren't #1s. They were like #7s and stuff like that. Like, you know what I mean? They played side roles to a lot of white people. So they weren't a high priority. Like, it wasn't like, we need to make her happy. It was like, girl, come on set. Like, you ought to be happy you're here. You know what I mean? So now a lot of, you know, Black actresses are getting these lead roles and being recognized more as, you know, acclaimed actresses and actors. So now they're allowing them to say, well, not allowing, they ain't got a choice, because it's like, I don't want her to do my hair. I want her to do my hair.
Exactly.
And if I'm #1, make that happen. You know what I mean? So yeah, that's the way that people are being able to wean themselves in the union. And I got in the union out there because of Gabrielle. So I met her out here on Being Mary Jane. Larry Sims introduced me to her. He's her main hairstylist. Like, he does her photo shoots and all that stuff. Yeah. So he was working on Being Mary Jane, but he was like at his busy moments where he would have to leave often. So I mean, I was literally there. I did Lisa at the time, Lisa Vidal, and I did Raven's hair. And he was like, you're dope. Like, you know, can you jump in for me one day? So I was like, okay, sure. So jumped in for that one day. That one day turned into, you know, months. And then after months, it was like, hey, look, this is your thing. Like, you do that, I'll do that. Like, you know what I mean? Like, and it works for us. It works perfectly for us, because that's his world, where for me, I can't bounce like that because I have twins. So it's like, me being in LA is already enough. So I can't do the Madrid, and then it's too much. Like, you know, so being in one solid place,
I said, damn, Madrid. That sounds good.
I know. Like, yeah, he'd be out. Like, I'm like, okay, Larry. Like, he'd be out. So it's like, it doesn't work for my lifestyle, where being on set doesn't really kind of work for his. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So we were able to kind of tag team it, and we work together. We're bomb. Like, you know, yeah, it's good. It's been good. And I respect him. You know what I mean? I'm grateful for him to even trust me with his client and not think like, you know, oh, she's going to steal her or she's going to try to take her away. You know what I mean? He's secure in what he does. Like, you know, and she's beautiful. Yeah. And I'm not, I think, and again, he realized I'm not like that. You know what I mean? It is what it is. I know I'm coming to do a job. After I do my job, I go home. Like, that's it. Like, you know what I mean? So yeah, I mean, over the years now, everyone is, of course, become super close with each other, and like, you know, everybody hangs or whatever the case might be. But yeah, that's how I got started with her. And going from there, we started getting projects in LA. So now she was #1 actress and stuff like that out in LA.
Yeah.
And she was able to bring in her own glam team. Yeah. So we were able to join the union. Of course, you still got to do your hours. I still had to do my hours. I still had to pay $1 million.
Right.
And take all right. But it gave me a way in. Other than that, again, it's so hard to get in and out there because you cannot get on set if like you are not in the union. Like they will come and shut down the whole entire production. Like they will line up, they will take you off the trailer. Like it's like that kind of thing. Like,
oh wow.
Yeah, it's a thing. Like it's a thing. So it's like I had to kind of find my way in there, but we slid in.
Yeah.
I want to get into it.
Huh?
I said it's sounding appealing to me now. Like I want to get into it.
It's dope. It's dope.
Yeah.
It's a different experience. And like I said, I like it because of the stability. Like I like to know what I'm getting. Like, you know, and I worked in a salon for years. I mean, I've been in the salon since I was 12 years old, 13 years old. I was shampooing hair. So I was like in that world. But in that world, I just felt like I was fluctuating too much. I was going through a separation.
You know, now
during
these season, in the summer season, you know, it's slow. A lot
it's slow.
Getting their hair done, or they're in a protective style. You know what I mean? Whatever it is.
Yeah.
So that
and even just weaning yourself in, like even if it's just 2 or 3 days. Like I mean, honestly, even if it's just one day, that one day you look down. They mail you a little check. You got a little $1,100 check for one little day. And you're like, oh, okay, that was on a Tuesday. Got it.
Yeah.
You still got Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday to be in the shop. You know what I mean? So it's like just wiggling your way in. Even doing things that's not union is another way to kind of get in. It doesn't pay as much, of course, but it's still a nice little change. It's more than the average. Like, you know what I mean? So it's just kind of getting your way in there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Y'all got it. Come on over.
We'll call you.
That's what
coming to LA.
People always try to act like it's not room. It's room for all of us. Like it's room for us. Like it's enough talent. It's enough shows. Like and more Black directors and producers and showrunners are coming to the forefront now. You know what I mean? And they're bringing in their teams. Like, you know, so it's like who you got. And again, a lot of people are busy, so it's a lot of positions open.
Right. And a lot of people don't have the knowledge of like curly hair now, because with a lot of shows I've been seeing, you know, they want the natural look, the curl to come out. So shoot, we have a lot of experience in that. So
and they couldn't get the natural look because nobody knew how to do it on the trailer. You know what I mean? So it's like now it's like, oh wait, no, hold on, let me bring my girl in, and then it's staffing the right team. Like, you know, I'm not a colorist. Like I can color, but coloring ain't my thing. You know what I mean? So I make sure that when I bring in a person on my team, I've got someone who can color. I got someone who can round brush. So my team is like solid. I don't want a whole bunch of us that can do the same thing. You know what I mean? Because then we in trouble when a person come on and can't nobody do it. But a lot of people don't load their trailers like that. They just bring in their friends.
Yeah.
Decide why their friends can't do a damn thing.
Right.
So friends is the issue. So it's staffing the trailer correctly, but I think people are calling it out more.
Right.
And speaking on it more. So it's room. Come on over.
We're gonna have to look into it, Diane.
I know, right?
Come on over.
Right. We'll call you for some advice, girl.
I'm here.
Now that we got your number. I got your number, girl.
Yes, I get a little project out here. You in. Like, we'll work it out. Let's do it. Okay. I mean, it's enough days. You just gotta work your days. Yeah, build it up.
Yeah. We just gonna ask you like, hey, so what do I do here? What do I do this? You know what I mean? And really it's about who you know.
Mm-hmm. It's about who you know. I mean, I walked in the door not knowing one single thing about being on set. I told you, I thought these girls was getting their hair done at the shop, low key. And I thought it was filming in sequence. I knew nothing about the continuity. I knew nothing about a cost. I knew nothing about nothing. And I walked in the door. I mean, again, I'm more like a sponge. So you don't have to hold my hand and tell me. I can kind of look and gauge to see, like, okay, everybody getting up. That guy get up too. Like, you know what I mean? Like, okay, they're going back. Let me go back this way. Like, so I was able to kind of gauge it. And then on my downtimes, because there's a lot of sitting, on my sitting times before I even started the product line, I would look at call sheets, look at everybody on the call sheet. Who's this person? Okay, I hear that name. Oh, okay, they're a key. Oh, they're a grip. Oh, okay, that's the producer. Oh,
so you studied the game.
So I just studied it. You know what I mean? Like I was able to kind of just work my way in and not be much of a nuisance. I was a nuisance to the people that was already in the union because they swore I was taking their jobs. So on that subject. But to the people that was on set, I was out their way. You know what I mean? And I think just kind of getting in and figuring it out is the way to do it. And yeah, call me. Girl, I got you.
Yeah. Okay.
We always talk about that. Like, it's enough for everybody in this world.
It's enough for everybody. Can't nobody take nobody nothing. Like, if it wasn't for you, it was for her at that point. You know what I mean? Things happen. Some stuff is just for a season, a period. Like, you got to know when to let go and move on. If that closed, there was something else that's opening that's going to be even greater and better for you. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
So yeah, that's my girl.
Yeah, preach. All right. Well, let's get into the We Calling You Out. And what do we have on the We Calling You Out this week?
What's the sigh about, Dyra? What's the sigh about?
I don't even know, Soy. How do I say it? Like, with these edges, like. Soy sent me this, right? I'm gonna shout you out. And it was this girl, I guess there was like in a hair show or something like that. Like it looked like they were demonstrating and she was putting, the glue, because I feel like it's like
crazy. At that point it's hair glue.
No, it's crazy glue.
You need to crack up like that. Loki, it is though.
It ain't nothing else but crazy glue. Like, how do you even take this shit out?
Like, y'all want y'all edges to slick down so bad, man. Like,
it's like, man, anyone's supposed
and then they do, look,
like,
I ain't got nothing on my edges, and it looks fine.
You know, when they get the,
this girl, she went and she was touching it, and it moved.
It didn't move. It was like, well, I mean, okay.
Feel about
maybe
this?
For a ponytail, like maybe if you're just slicking it into a ponytail, like, she can work. But I think just to, you don't want her to just lay down like that anyway. Like,
and then you got the rest of the hair,
a little texture, because our hair don't do that. It's like now you're trying to create something that's not naturally yours. You know what I mean? And now we got another subject we need to talk about. Like,
how do you remove crazy glue from your hair?
Trash talk.
Like,
I agree. I'm not an edge girl. Like, and no shade to the edges. Like, you know what I mean? No shade to the baby hair. If you got baby hair, present it. You know what I mean? But to create it and then to sculpt
and to cut it and then to soup it and all that.
You know what I mean? And then it's a thing. Like, that's
doing too damn much. That's what it is.
Yeah.
Like,
and in this case, the crazy glue, I don't think it's healthy for the hair.
No.
At all.
No, it blocks all your daggone pores. There's no circulation. Like, there's no oxygen. Like, there's no hydration in that, obviously, because it wouldn't just stick to it. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You in trouble. And then you want to, like, lay it like that for the rest of the week. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you like that for the week. Like, now you tying that up every night. You know what I mean?
It's a whole nother subject, Dyra. It's because they got issues with the texture of their hair.
That's true.
So they're trying to create this texture, this look, just like, when you do the wigs and stuff. But it's like look that they want their hair to look like. It's supposed to be slick. So that's,
I'm really amazed at this video. Like, it dries like right away too.
And then they want to, like, do the test. Like,
the test to kind of see.
Let me let you know.
And that shit don't go nowhere. It don't go nowhere.
Let you know you're secured.
It's crazy. And she's like, and the girl that was sitting down, she's like, it feels good. That shit don't feel good.
If it don't look good.
It's a lie.
If it don't look good, though. It might feel good, but it don't look good.
And the lie detector said,
man, I'm done.
But then got all it is in the back, just different. Like,
it's just out. And it
don't even blend.
Right.
Like you said.
Yeah. Then there's that.
We're gonna do better. We're gonna do better, ladies. Okay.
Let's take the rest of this year to spend some time in doing better. Like,
Right.
you know, like let's quarantine on that. How about that?
Exactly. You need to get your Black Lives thing together. Like, do some African American.
You know what? I got this thing that I started. It's called hair affirmations, and it's like we gotta literally like start like talking to our hair and speaking to our hair in positive, good ways. And once you say it long enough, you start believing it yourself. You know what I mean? Like, in the mirror, I have good hair. I have thick hair. Like my hair's gonna grow long. Like, talk to yourself. I love you. My spouse loves you. Like, you know what I mean? Like, talk to your hair, because your hair, I have to say, like, your hair hears you. Like, it hears you when you talk about it's nappy. It hears you when it talk about they never gonna grow. And all that energy that you put into that allows the hair not to grow, because you put so much thought into that. You know what I mean? And
I totally
agree. You're not taking care of it properly because you have that thought that you'll never have that kind of hair. So it's like, we got to start showing our hair love. Like, you know what I mean? Another thing I have is like, stop telling these kids their hair is nappy or their hair is bad, because then they grow up into adults slicking they shit like that with the edge control.
Right.
I mean,
with the crazy glue, girl.
With the crazy glue.
Talk about some, you know, but you can do this because you got good hair, and I can't do it because like, no, we all can
reprogram these kids. Yeah, we got to reprogram these kids into loving their hair at a very young age. So when they do become adults, they also, for one, they know how to manage it, and secondly, they love their hair. You know what I mean? Can't nobody tell you nothing, and you ain't doing dumb shit.
Preach.
You can tell this is a hairstylist episode, you guys.
Exactly, right? Yeah, we got all the shit to say. All right, well, thank you for coming on the show. Where can we find you?
You are so welcome. You can find me Instagram, Hair by Wankaya, product line 1 by Wankaya. Name is spelled Wankaya, because I know that's a whole thing. And yeah, I'm here. I'm around.
Yeah. We're going to be hitting you up, girl. We love your energy and your vibe.
Thank you.
You're a great guest. And we love that, you know, you had a knowledge base about healthy hair care. So
thank you.
Shout out to you, girl.
Shout out to y'all for doing it, honey, with the podcast and bringing this stuff to the forefront and talking about things that should be spoken about, because it's like now being pushed away from, again, no shade, but for people who just are stylists and wigologists. Like, you know what I mean? So I think the beauty of hair and the foundation and the root of hair needed to come back. So shout out to you ladies, and thank y'all.
Thank you.
And honestly, thank you for having me. I have fun.
Oh, you're welcome, girl. We're going to have you back, too. You're a friend of the show.
Yay! I'm here.
All right, y'all. So this concludes Hair and Whatever. Yeah. Where can they find us, Soy?
So you can find us on all platforms at Hair and Whatever Podcast, on IG, on YouTube, on SoundCloud, on Facebook. So just give us a shout, slip into our DMs with your questions. Yeah. And so
here we go.
Yeah.
Love and light.
Bye.